people are looking it from a very simplistic perspective. And that's why I was talking about schools being centers of innovation and building capacity to think critically and build solutions. This housing levy, a house is being built here. There is a simplistic thinker who believes that he can only push a wheelbarrow. And that is what you will become. Sometimes in life you just become what you choose to be. There is someone else who will decide, for example, part of what I do is we mobilize people into associations, and there are part of them who are getting opportunities on that. There's someone who will decide, even if I may not supply the sand, but what if I attached who is supplying the sand? And then with that person who is supplying the sand, you can be subcontracted. Within that housing project, there's a provision for micro and small enterprises. These are done through associations. So that if you are registered as an association, one of the things that Kenyans don't know is that there's a provision within that project such that if we are doing 200 houses in Langata constituency, priority in terms of materials provision is given to the people of who are organized within associations as MSMEs. That is information that Kenyans, and that's why I was saying, these projects, sometimes we are followers. We never take time to understand them. That's why I prefer that critical, wholesome approach to. When you look at this project, there's a young person who will decide this project, instead of going to push a wheelbarrow, I'll open a small restaurant for the next 6 months. That is a choice that one has decided. There's another one who will decide I'll make juice. That is entrepreneurship. Most of us in suits in big English will not want to think about that. But I'm telling you, my friend, if you go to a country like India, and I've been there, I've interacted with small business people. I was in an institution where a graduate at agriculture and science technology graduate has come to what is an equivalent of a TVET in Kenya to learn about micro agropreneurship. So that by the time they are graduating, they are not graduating to go and look for a job. They are graduating to go and start a business that can create jobs for others. So
from what you've said, Kennedy, just as I push it over to Irene, then you're saying that you're convinced that this is the magic bullet for this particular government in terms of actually pulling the youth out of unemployment. And when you look at that number, I mean, they just targeting 200,000. So there's already a cap on it. What would the rest of them go?
You see, the problem why it looks like it's being hyped is because we are very sensational. Political environments are usually emotional.
Without
sensationalizing it. I mean, my brother, let me tell you,
the one target 200,000.
Without sensationalizing it. One manufacturing enterprise, one manufacturing jobs creates 3 indirect jobs. I'm talking about looking at this thing wholesomely. There are industries that, if we choose, this project is supposed to create a boom in the construction industry in terms of some of these industries. But I also know government agencies like the Youth Fund, the Uwezo Fund, KIE, that are giving loans and grants for young people and people who are organized in groups to start businesses. That's why I'm saying, the problem, Simba, the biggest problem we have is that we have outsourced. We have actually not outsourcing, we have surrendered the right to independent thought. When you're talking about, and that's why this housing levy is emotional, because someone sat down and saw an agenda that is very relatable to Kenyans, that if I went there and I looked at the cost side of it, and because Kenyans choose not to be critical thinkers, they will forget the benefit side of it. And that's why MPs are fighting for CDF, because they want something to go and cool down the tempers in the villages. Now they have nothing because they have no ideas. So once they have CDF, they know they'll kill people somewhere, and people will come and clap for them, and they will forget that those MPs are ghost workers in parliament who cannot do their jobs independently.
But we're coming back to you on that, because there's another area that has essentially been thrown towards under the housing levy. I mean, Kennedy says, well, it's up to the youth to open up their minds and see exactly how they can fit into this project. But there's already a cap from the government. It's 200,000. But let me read for you the numbers then of when you look at the 2022 KNBS report. You're going to read that the overall